Good morning, everyone. Welcome to God's Grace on Thee and Angel Wallace Productions. Today is Monday. It is the 25th of November. Wow, we don't have too many days left in this month. And it is now 10:18 a.m. here in Reno, Nevada. It is about 36 degrees. It's fair. It's sunny. A lot of clouds, but it's so sunny out, so it is going to be nice. I just want to take this time to do this reading, and then I'm off to the races because there's so much to prepare for my meal, and I haven't gotten started yet. So let's get started. This is called, this is from the Shrouds of the Seventh Seal, the Antichrist Whore of Babylon. And we're going to begin with chapter 8. Chapter 8, recording number 1, Sananda Hatton. Sunday, February the 10th of 1991, 8:50 a.m., year 4, day 178. Today's watch. In the beauty of the morning, I come to commune. Who would tarry with me? Who will deny me? I come again in humble cause to gather our Father's people unto the security of His wings. I am the Son of Man, as called in the ancient days. That means not the son of earth human. I come from higher universal man, creator of human, and I am again sent to your placement to gather that remnant of human who turns into laws and covenants of the Great Spirit who experiences within each and all. I come again as representative from the source of creation to reclaim that which is in destruction. I am Sananda, and may the light of creation, Creator, shine round about you in this day of chaos and wallowing in the blood of nations. For only through coming again into the balance and harmony of God, Wakan Tanka Shila, God/creation, will you be lifted up out of the mire of the destruction you bring upon selves in your blindness. The moment of evil is upon your place, and has seeped into thine very joints to eat away your very beings. And I have been called by many names. Jesus, given unto Emmanuel of Galilee by one you called Paul. Christ, which is only a designation of beingness. The pale prophet given by those natives who labeled that which was seen, and lo, many others. But my Creator calls me Sananda, one with God. And I await to witness that which you will do in this time of transition, for the preparation is underway, and the time nigh at hand, for the confrontation and reclamation of God's kingdom and people. Beware, the sorting is underway, and that which ye choose this day may well be thy last choice. And beware also the darkness of the moon on this transition of the day into that which ye label Ash Wednesday, for ye are lost in the lies projected unto you and miss of the signs which trumpet God's coming. Behold the light, and ye shall be given into radiance of understanding. Fear not, ye of my flock, for no harm shall come upon thee. Amen. I am Sananda, and I am nigh, lo, even unto thine doorstep. Salut. Hear me, O ye with hands that serve our Father in truth. Although ye tremble, hold fast unto the lifeline, and ye shall be lifted up with the wings of eagles and the phoenix of God's realms. Bend thine hearts and minds unto truth, and ye shall be secured. I am come to bring your beings home to source and show the way of the journey. We must bend the backs unto the task. and silence thine lips from all that is unholy, and give justness unto brother. For it is not to be that all will be lifted up. Those ones and things of evil shall not be brought into the kingdom of God's holy places. And you do not know that which is holy. I am Sananda, and I come nigh to bring you home. I rest my hand upon my children and hold you in that hollow which shall see your journey through the experience of learning that which is godly and balanced with and within creation. How many will graduate into the Father's lodges? We shall see, and most short shall it be until the trumpet sounds upon the lands. Soon the blood shall pour forth upon the sands and stain the hourglass in passing, and my people shall witness truth. May the glory that is your heritage not be lost in the moment of that truth, for you who stand strong in God shall not faint by the way. So be it, and may peace rest within thine hearts. And to my beloved little crow, is it not time, son, for your presence and words to begin to come forth? Our little fledglings need the support of the voice of the ancients. For this little golden eagle, our sparrow, who sings the word in the midst of the fray, is weary and sorely tested in human bombardment. My tribe has stood the testing. They who serve my hosts, who come on silver clouds. We soon enter the time of darkness as the season changes into the next segment, and the pain of confrontation befalls humanity. The beast is clever and changes moment to moment, but he soon reaches the point of no return, and the battle shall be engaged. The world is inhabited by reproductions of programmed evil with density of darkness and no lighted souls to traverse the heavens, for they are birthed of the whore of Babylon, who rests her feet upon the heads of God's precious creations and laughs at the blindness of the lambs. Man realizes not that he walks and serves that which bears no soul essence within the breasts, and he follows reproductions of genetic fabrications in blindness. He realizes not that simply through truth and confrontation with that truth shall the evil replicas fall to the wayside. So be it, for the play must be finished, and human must choose the path he will tread, and that which he will follow. And will he open his eyes and see, his ears and hear? We shall see Creator awaits the choosing, but not much longer in the ways of your counting the passing of perceived time. Ye cannot purchase of thine passage, ye must recognize of the ticket and accept the gift, and most will find it too obscure to be seen as they continue to await that which is not. So be it, and Selah, for the word is given, the truth presented, and ye shall be given soon unto the final choosing. Have ye served thine own creations of thine loins and wombs in truth, justice, and goodness? Leave them to perish in the bloodbath and firestorm of Babylon? We shall see. I humbly thank you and bow to the wisdom of your message, for ye have learned well your lessons. O Chela and son of the highest Son Man, I and mine serve you in humble respect and reverence for that which you are and have become in the perfection of your experience. May our service be honorable and our task be filled in perfection of that which we have been sent forth to fulfill. I, Hatton, bow in humble honor of service as your teacher, and may I bestow a Father's adoration of recognized attainment unto the bench of justice. Salom. We no longer meet the enemy in ignorance, for we see that which he is, and he is but a sham, filled with lies from the beginning, and he shall be smitten down by the sword of truth which you bring forth upon the lands and flocks of Creator. That which is perceived by the eye is, after all, only light, reflected in glory of perception. Yea, the truth shall most surely bring freedom upon the lands, for the evil cannot touch the soul of man, only that which is of human mechanism. So be it, and so shall it be in the passing of experience. I bend my knees unto your perfection in behalf of tribes from the 7 tribes of the universe. You shall stand tall and strong as the bear and radiant as the sun, and the beast shall be caused to inhabit the abyss of his own construction. And so shall it come to pass, and we only ask that our service be in as near perfection as that which is possible upon this dense and limited placement. Haton in service. Allow a scribe to place the pointer of insight upon the lies which pour forth through that conduit of lies, the media. The lies become so blatant that it astounds that even the dense of dense cannot see. But in many ways, the entire masses have been mesmerized by the hypnotic repetition of the Robotoids who have been placed in your command to control you. And much is measured as to action by that which is projected onto you and accepted by the masses. Then the next and more heinous action is lodged against you, and slowly you accept the poison and sword without exception, and you bring the suicide and murder upon self and silence the godly for standing against the evil. And so it has come to pass thusly upon your place. Do you not see the pit is filled, and it is removing of the godly that is left to fulfill? And do you not see that only the ending is at hand, and ye were misled as to how it would be experienced? And do you not see that you have created your own pit? We are now in readiness to reclaim all who would change into truth and leave the pit of thine own digging. However, the remainder of the place shall be accomplished, for so it is written, and you are most determined to experience all of it as you have been given to perceive it. As we move along through the shroud of lies, however, many will open their eyes in wonderment that they had missed of it for so long, and we will welcome them aboard. You can change of it if you will. So be it, and Selah. And look at that which the evilmongers give you to feed upon today as example. Do you all recall the first Scud missiles which supposedly fell on Tel Aviv? Remember one which was not intercepted? It fell into the street and only injured some 2 people, and 1 man died of heart failure. Do you clearly remember? Then, Chelas, how is it that the Scud came to Tel Aviv? On the Sephardic section of Tel Aviv. Last night, supposedly from Iraq, was intercepted, and simple debris caused destruction of 500 homes and destroyed an international center as well. The lies are so blatant and tremendous that you cannot fail to accept them, for your minds will no longer hold relative comparison. You are being constantly and hideously hypnotized from the bombardment of repetition, from those projected waves of pulsed radiation. And how do you counter this barrage? You ask God to keep his shield about you, for as in any exorcism, the beast will not stand in the confrontation of Christed perfection. And knowledge will ensure your freedom, no matter how much you stare at that very mechanism which would entrap you. If you look with eyes of truth through God, you see that which they do not tell and show more clearly than any human being could conjure for your perception. Saddam Hussein has sat solidly upon his missiles while you have squandered your own, and to make issue and point, the Zionist Bolsheviks, Antichrist, have given you visions of destruction, always upon the ones they choose to annihilate, anyhow, the Jews of Godness, to garner your sympathy and your money and laugh at you as you stumble in confusion, clinging to any bait they toss at you, even while telling you exactly that which they do. Your top military leaders go forth to the front. They basically go nowhere. How is it that your military hierarchy are still in Washington in the war room? They cannot get very far from Camp David is why. Look at the evil cover-up, even calling the camp of evil replication David. Ah, you of the lie must awaken soon, lest you pain and scar your souls in agony for that which will come upon your blinded insight. And do you not see even why they have placed a black in the slot of military leader? To mesmerize the blacks into believing they are not the expendables in first order. The Zionists hate the Negroid races with a passion beyond reason. You of the minority groups have been targeted for forfeiture on the sands and the battlegrounds of the city streets to ensure the pure elite survival. I suggest you all go back and read the early journals regarding the Plan 2000. And if you want confirmation, read the book, The Plan. We have given at least a dozen titles prior to now. Even a robotoid who comes within the lighted places of God, truth, shall be given soul by that grace abounding. An awakened humanity can see the robotic replicas as produced by satanic instruction. And for instance, compare that one Cheney and that one Powell as they meet with their brother, the 30th replica of Bush on the Morrow. All have been wined, dined, and exchanged at Camp David, whilst you believe them to be studying the military situation in Saudi Arabia. The flaws in the replicas are so obvious that you do not even have to look carefully. These ones are programmed to tell you exactly that which will pull you into the beast's claws as dead ahead as a machine can move. Every day, in every speech, the facts become seen as you are gradually mesmerized into the violence you will face. And every day they give you a bit more to expect of the increased expectation of bloodshed. And they tell you the truth in the very face of the lies when the defense secretary tells you now that the size of Saddam's army was underestimated and also the quantity and quality of his weaponry. You see it all in the publicity and charade of over 56,000 sorties. Can you imagine that many bombs? 50,000? And still, they tell you that Iraq is about as strong as in the beginning. And this is to ready you for the most massive destruction and death scene ever brought upon your planet at the hands of your own allowance. Beloved ones, these men you perceive to be leading you are replicas and incapable of either compassion or change of programming. They have one goal in sight and are programmed to move unfaltering to that goal, even if frequent replacement is required. The global control of your planet in place and operable by the turn of the millennium. These robotoids, they have no manner of control by which to function differently unless you stop their march to doom. So shall it come to be. Doubles, robotoids, and replicas. How is it that you find this difficult to accept? These genetic holographic DNA RNA replicas have been in the perfecting for well over 4 decades. All that is required is a holographic fragment, literally one cell, and a replica can be reproduced. Then all that is required is downloading of the memory data and programming of the manufactured entity. Now, I have spoken of this procedure prior to this and will not take precious time to repeat and repeat, for those who simply do not wish to go back and effort at gaining that information. You see, I, Hatton, care not in the least whether or not you believe me, nor if you understand the mechanism by which it works. You are willing victims of the lie, and you will waken or sleep on. It is up to you. Our commission is to outlay the truth unto you. Yours is to confirm and acknowledge or not, as you wish. There are technical advances upon your planet already in use by the elite, which would boggle your senses. Robotoids are simplistic in relative comparison. They are comprised totally of physical matter, manifested in what you perceive as physical coalition of these physical matter particles, coalesced according to the DNA, RNA, holographic blueprint, whereby the recreation will be a projection of that which is being copied at the time of replication. The most obvious clue to replication is that the new entity will always be fresh and more youthful than that which you will have seen just prior to replacement. And this is why you must have control of all your media in order to pull off the subterfuge. Even under strict control of photography and makeup technicians, the replication will often differ, usually in reversal of character habits, or musical or muscle actions, i.e., there will be a reversal of a lopsided smile, thusly talking out of the other side of the face, so to speak. My late husband used to say that they're talking out of both sides of their cheeks. The reversal of these traits is all but impossible to eliminate. So too are features which do not respond to stress changes, as will a haggard or fatigued face pattern. Therefore, the structure and location of the ears, nose foundation, and eye socket location must be perfected from viewing to viewing through cosmetic illusion and can never be exactly duplicated. The whole ability to fool the public is the absolutely accepted absurdity of such a possibility of scientific achievement and your lack of attention. Do you not note that often, even as with Bush, that Barbara is programmed to note that the reason George appears different and weary is that he's getting very little rest, as he must ponder. You once pick it up, give sympathy to poor Mr. Bush, and beat his drum more loudly for all his pressures. No, the replica simply showed the deviations from the prior entity. Now the replicas became weaker, and with each reproduction do not stand up under stress. Further, any outstanding negative traits of personality in the original one will become exaggerated and unpredictable in actions. There will be a wide memory gap and erratic personality projections. And if you ones would pay attention, you could rapidly bring this subterfuge to a halt and the truth would flow across the land like a blinding light. However, you ones prefer to persecute the bringers of the truth and the truth of it, and allow the replicas to continue to hold your very existence in their mechanical hands. Food for thought. Congress. Who's to say they're not all replicas, right? Haven't I been bringing you information? Your most effective block to insight is that which is thrust upon you from the pulpits of the churches, who tell you to turn away from this or that material, for it is of Satan. Foo! They have just effectively caused you to be allowed no insight to the truth of it. And you react like obedient puppets and cast stones at the truth bringers and bow unto the puppet master who just ensured your allegiance to his continued evil projections. All you really have to do is listen to what those so-called teachers of Christ and God tell you about the 10 Commandments laid forth as law. Refresh your minds, for instance, thou shalt not kill. That, dear ones, does not mean thou shalt kill only sometimes, etc. Thou shalt not commit adultery. That doesn't mean that thou shalt do so if your hormones tingle and just strikes you. Thou shalt have no other gods before me doesn't mean on Sunday morning when you must decide whether or not to contribute to the preacher and have all other gods before thee except God all the rest of the time. And so it goes. You have allowed the rewriting of the laws and accepted them, and when you are told that cosmic brothers come in service to Satan and you're going to be whisked away through the suffering of a Savior with no consequences of your own behaviors, you lap it up like starving beast at the water trough. God gave you the graceful gift of thought and reason through freedom of choice, and you follow like puppets tied upon the strings to be manipulated and dangled as the worm upon the hook. And ye who feel smug as ye cast down your brother and neighbor who has bent in pleading for forgiveness of that one you damage, for the truth is at hand, ye shall reap that which ye sow. Blessed be the black man and brown man and red man who stand against these enemies. For in God's houses there is no such thing as judgment of skin, for that is of the physical, and such does not exist in the higher experience of God's kingdoms of light. Physical man has pronounced these limits upon you of various groups, and you have allowed of it through the generations. Ah, there is a revival coming, brothers, of all colors, and it is coming soon indeed. God created all inequality. Man has pronounced the inequality, and you have believed him in his evil misinformation. Ye shall not slay God's representative again, O man of earth. You are at the gate of choice, the time of confrontation, and you will be in the choosing, for none shall escape of it. Stand to the side, Dharma, so we will leave this now for man to ponder carefully, for the crimes upon man are about to begin in fullness. And I petition for mercy that you might be given into the seeing and hearing, for I know of that which is nigh, and if ye change it not, it is worse than any can conjure for your nightmares. Giergo Sedes Haton, Commander, UFF IGFC. To clear, please.